Hey, Lynx here, and yes, it is more of Sakura Bunny Girls, because we would not leave it unplayed. Let's check it out, how our hiding will go on. If we'll move out and try to continue with our mission today, or how it goes exactly. Let's get to it. If the sun rays flooding the room weren't enough to wake me up, the loud banging on Rico's entrance door does the trick, prompting me to spring to my feet and grab the briefcase. Who's so bent on entering our apartment so early in the morning they're making quite a racket?
What the hell is going out there? I was sleeping so peacefully. Shush.
I have no clue who these people are, Rico. Chances are they work for Satomi and are after a briefcase.
For Satomi? Nah, I don't think so. She never sends ghosts to take care of their job, nor does the company she works for. These guys have to work for someone else.
The pounding doesn't cease as we wonder who's on the other side of the door. This question making me turn on my phone to check something. Could it be? Management has decided to not take any chances with delivery and sent out a team to pick it up. Yeah? The briefcase has location chip, so I sent you coordinates to them. They will be with you shortly. Regards, Mr. Himura. I read the text message my employer sent several minutes ago out loud, making Rico burst into laughter in the process.
So those annoying guys work for your company? What a story, huh?
Well, it makes sense. Now that they're aware that someone is after the briefcase, it would be unwise to let me continue alone. These people are my reinforcements.
Very loud reinforcements, if you ask me. So open the door and out you must. The noise is getting into my head and I'd wanna rest for some more.
Alright then, time to swing the door open and finish the job. Are you the team Mr. Himura sent to pick up the briefcase?
Correct. Is the target ready to be transported?
Affirmative. I have the right here, so we can leave whenever ready.
In that case, let's leave right now. The extraction vehicle is waiting for us outside.
I note before I exit Rico's apartment, directing my steps towards the stairs. However, to my surprise, the security team doesn't go down but up, meaning that the extraction vehicle isn't another armored van, but something airborne, probably a helicopter. That's quite a good call, taking into account what happened to the previous van. Bold of you to assume she can't jump that high.
Security team in place. The package is in our hands.
Also, the fact that this place has a... Wait. It doesn't have a helipad. Where did you land?
Proceed for evacuation. I repeat, proceed for evacuation.
Roger that! Descending! Management has gone all out to retrieve the briefcase.
The extraction vehicle will arrive at the building any minute now, Yori. You can hand us the briefcase and leave.
I'd rather not. Too many incidents have happened. I'd want to see the whole mission through.
That's okay. Mr. Himura warned us that it would be the case. However, you won't be able to deliver the briefcase to the laboratories yourself. That's a direct order. Mr. Himura will contact you after we evacuate the building with the package.
Disliking how that sounds, I can't help but half silently, my gaze gravitating toward the distant black dot that begins to grow bigger. As I assume the extraction vehicle is a helicopter, for it managed to surpass my expectations the moment it starts hovering next to the building's rooftop. The helicopter is military grade, armed with devastating rockets that would tear a tank to shreds. Ironically enough, these weapons would probably feel like mosquito bites to Satomi.
Our right is here, people. Get in, get in, get in! And Yori, it's time for you to give my team the briefcase and fulfill your duty. You've done a magnificent job protecting it.
Thank you. Keep up the good work and deliver it.
Will do.
We exchange our remarks despite the deafening clamor of the helicopter's engine, roaring like a mechanical lion as it starts flying away from the building. Mission accomplished. Probably. I must stand by until Mr. Himura calls me for further guidance. And thankfully, the wait is short-lived, my phone ringing as soon as the helicopter blends in with the horizon.
The security team just notified me that the pickup was a success. They're on their way to the laboratories and should be there within a few minutes. It's early to say this since the briefcase isn't there yet, but we can deem a mission as over. Your involvement at least is, Yori. And it will be for a few days.
Let's go! I'm already taking a few days off.
Yeah,
hopefully paid. Sir?
Don't take me wrong, management and I are extremely pleased with your performance. To reward your efforts, they've granted you a few days of paid leave.
Let's go, that's what I'm talking about. 1 day at work, already getting a paid leave.
Woo!
What a job.
Keep an eye on your phone, Fo. If an urgent matter arises, I'll contact you and you'll have to go back to work.
Dude, you are already raising flags with what you just said. Understood, sir. I'll be available anytime.
Good, enjoy your days off. You earned them.
My employee ends the call on a positive note, giving me some free time that I'm unsure how I'm supposed to spend. By recording Sakura Bunny Girls. Since I moved to the city recently, I haven't had the chance to explore it much, so this spare time will allow me to get to know it better. Yeah. I could also spend some of these days with Rico. Yeah. Would that be an abuse of her hospitality? I mean, why not ask her? Reluctant to disturb her any further, I opt to exit the building and hit the street. My destination unknown as I begin to walk aimlessly. Let's see what this city holds. Really? You're going to... No... Come on, man, let's go to Rico! Damn it! A twist of fate makes me set foot on the very same street I crashed the armor van yesterday. It remains... nowhere to be seen anymore. Let's go... The police must have towed the wreck away and cleaned the road so that people can use it. That's how we know we are not in Poland. Think about this. Is the police after me? Will I have to explain what happened to the van if I come across a patrol? Mr. Humor didn't mention anything regarding this topic, an indication that I'm off the hook. I'm always on the side of the law, but this time I'd prefer to avoid dealing with them. The fight I had with Satomi is too hard to swallow, and the last thing I needed was for the police to consider that I'd taken drugs while I was behind the wheel. I mean, this is clearly a road with restaurants, stores, etc. So there were probably cameras still, so yeah, you know, I don't think you would need to be afraid. Unless someone cleaned the records. I shrugged this whole topic off as I continued strolling around the city, glad to not have to describe how a girl wearing a bunny suit made an incredibly heavy armor van slide sideways across the street with her bare hands. Yeah, that would be tough to explain. Funny, I can't quite believe it myself. Still. Dun, dun, dun. Ramen! Let's go! Welcome. Coffee shop. Meh, I don't like coffee. E-Star, whatever that might be, some beauty place. Club night, yeah, store. Thank you. Some kind of club as well. And in the distance, I don't know, maybe arcade or whatever. My undirected walk takes me to a lively street hustling with people. Colorful signs decorating the buildings in such a way that they lure you to enter. It reminds me of Tokyo, especially since there is an impressive amount of cafes of all sorts of kinds. I chuckled internally as I scout the area, gazing at the shop fronts looking for something that piques my interest. Cat cafes and maid coffee shops have always sounded interesting enough, though I haven't had the chance to visit either. Do they, though? I've always been too busy drifting from city to city due to my previous bodyguard job. It was quite demanding despite not having much action. Wrapped up in my thoughts, I don't know how I stopped next to a peculiar coffee shop. The flashy sign reads,
May Cat Made Café!
Which I assume is a mixture of the two cafes I've been thinking about. What do you mean? Oh, okay, two types, got it. It certainly looks intriguing, but perhaps it would be better for me to visit a more regular shop. I wouldn't want people to get the wrong impression. However, as I'm about to resume walking down the street and visit an unremarkable cafe, I decide to give this place a shot. It was stronger than me. I don't usually have free time, so I might as well indulge and try something new for once. With this logic in mind, I approach the entrance door and ultimately enter. Ooh. Honestly, it looks nice. And it has a quiet vibe as well, I like it. Unsurprisingly, the style of the coffee shop matches the showiness of the sign. Showiness? Dude, I like this place. It's actually, you know, not blinding. There are snazzy decorations everywhere, clearly following some sort of overly joyful cat theme. It's somewhat welcoming even if it's too over the top for my taste. I don't know if you say. It kind of gives off the vibe of a bar, but maybe that's just me. But I don't mean like a bar where people go watch football games or football matches, whatever. You know, the kind of jazz bar. Also the music.
Welcome to May's Cat-Made Café. I'm May and today I'll be your waitress. How may I help you, sir?
As I'm examining the coffee shop, a cheerful girl in a strange yet appealing dress pops up from the counter, clearly wanting me to place my order. However, since I've only been in the shop for a few seconds, I haven't had a chance to glance at the menu yet.
I've never been here before, May. What would you suggest?
Oh, you're a first-timer, that's really good. It's very rewarding to satisfy new customers with my coffee. That's it, take a seat and let May impress you.
Answering my question rather quietly, May guides me to a remote table far away from the rest of her clients. I'm surprised we don't know, or more like we don't see her. Like, not as the character, but as in front of the game. I guess I should have expected some unique behavior from a place like this.
I'll be right back with a very special cup of coffee, sir. Or would you prefer something else? Tea, perhaps?
Yes.
Everything is quite delicious, so you'll be pleased no matter what you choose.
Tea. Tea sounds good, thank you. Okay, it's coffee for Yori, yeah. I don't drink coffee. May beams at me before she skitters behind the counter, activating a coffee maker to fulfill my order. I can't see much from here though. The table she chose for me is relatively far away from the rest. Truth be told, I don't mind it much. Some privacy is always welcome.
Alright, I'm back. Here you have your cup of perfect coffee. The cat bones are on the house, by the way. Don't hesitate to tell me if you want to hear some more. Hehe.
Maybe winks at me as she places not one but 2 cups of coffee, both of them having elaborate foam figures of cute kittens floating on top of the liquid.
Wait, excuse me, maybe, but I ordered a single cup of coffee.
I know. But it'd be rude if your companion didn't have anything to drink, wouldn't it?
Companion? What are you talking about? Instead of replying to me, May giggles teasingly, tending to some other customers as if she didn't hear me. This doesn't make any sense. Is this supposed to be some sort of joke? Ah well, I got 2 coffees for one. The joke's on her. Not quite understanding what's going on, I grab one of the cups and bring it closer to my mouth, slightly sorry to have to destroy such a finely drawn foam figure. Although, as I'm a split second away from sipping from my cup, a girl sits down in front of me, shaking her head mockingly.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A big uh-oh. I know who that is.
Don't you know it's rude to not wait for your companion? I believed that such a professional security guard like you would know better.
Wait. How do you know that? Who are you? Come on, man, you don't recognize. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. By the way. She looks nice in this outfit as well.
Oh, you've forgotten how your rival looked yet already? I'm amazed that you can somehow keep getting ruder.
The mysterious girl laughs briefly before she drinks from her cup, making the foam kitten dissolve behind her lips. Rival? Is she?
Satomi?
You remembered me after all. I assume that seeing me without my business later on must have made things challenging for you. It makes quite a difference, doesn't it?
Satomi laughs conceitedly once more, taking yet another sip when her peals of laughter peter out. I can't help but stare at her intently, concerned she might want to take revenge on me for what happened yesterday. She won't dare to fight me in a public place, right? Right?
Ask me. I know you want to.
What?
You're dying to know what I'm doing here and whether I'll lock horns with you or not for having made me fail my mission. So don't be shy and ask. You can see this as an informal business conversation.
Finding her own comment amusing, Satomi smirks at me as she puts the cup down to entwine her hands, her taunting expression making it impossible for me to deny her request. You are right, Satomi. I have no clue what brings you this cafe, for it obviously has to do with me. Are you planning to get even?
It's tempting, but no, that would be very vulgar of me. An adequate rival like you deserves my respect. I must confess that nobody's been able to oppose me, as you did while you were protecting that briefcase. Let me congratulate you on that.
Satomi smiles at me earnestly, the glint in her eyes revealing she meant what she said. She's not here to make fun of me, but to praise me, which is rather baffling.
But I know your name. I'm not looking forward to call you the security guard that defeated me.
My name is Yori. Pleasure to meet you in such a relaxing setting. Sitting as well. What setting? Satomi. Both setting and sitting.
A pleasure's mine, Yori. I'm excited to meet the one man that was able to frustrate my mission. And if you don't mind my indiscretion, your company could use more people like you. The rest of the team was, let's say, unfit for their role.
Upon commenting on how she disposed of the security personnel, Satomi giggles smugly, her gaze glued to mine and gleaming with interest. She seems to be fascinated by the fact I managed to stand up to her despite the odds being against me. Very strongly against me. I believe I should use this opportunity to get to know her better. I doubt I'll get to meet her again on those friendly terms. Would be nice though. As she claimed many times, we're rivals. Sooner or later we'll end up fighting against each other once more. I'm gonna ask about her. Can you tell me about yourself, Satomi? I'm as curious about you as you're curious about me.
Oh, I imagine it be the case, Yori. You don't meet a girl like me every day.
I mean, in her case, I would agree. If you hear this in real life, run for your life, it's not worth it.
Although I won't disclose much, not because I can't, but because I don't want to. I believe it better to keep things between us. Interesting. Not to mention that Rico's surely shared with you her point of view already. For now, I'll let you know that I enjoy coming to this kind of cheerful cafe. And to be honest, I'm surprised you like them too. You struck me as someone serious who would never enter this kind of shop. I'm glad I was wrong. Life needs some spice, don't you think?
Yeah. Yes, I agree. It does. However, I had to say that I got to this coffee shop by chance. It's the first time I've been to this kind of place. To be quite fair, I've never been to a canned cafe or in a themed cafe. Anyway.
As the saying goes, fortune favors the bold, even when it comes to picking a cafe. This chat would be so boring if May wasn't around. Or if our coffees didn't have foamy cuts in them.
By the way, where is the foamy cut in your cafe? I don't see it. I mean, coffee. Satomi winks at me playfully, gesturing to me to pick up my cup. My kitten is still floating untouched and undisturbed. That will change soon enough, for probably when Satomi leaves. I'm too engrossed by the conversation to focus on drinking my coffee. Okay. Let's ask about the job first. If it's not too nosy of me, I'd want to know more about your job, Satomi. After all, you said this was an informal business conversation.
I thought you'd ask Rika about that. She's quite a busybody if you ask me. But leaving her aside, I work for a company that needs certain sensitive missions taken care of both quickly and impeccably. But get in, do what I'm ordered to do, and get out. Simple, isn't it?
You're kinda like me.
In a way, you're like...
In a way, you're like me, Salvi, working for a company and complete the missions they entrust you. I mean us.
It isn't as simple as that, Yori. Our companies are different and our tasks can't be compared to each other. Even still, you have a point. We are fairly similar.
Satomi narrows her eyes as she leans forward, happy to hear that I think we're alike to an extent. Yeah! If only she was on my side. She'd be a nice partner to work with. Yeah! Dude, time to switch sides, you know? Ask about her mission. Okay. This is something I shouldn't ask since we're adversaries, for I'd want to hear about your mission, Satomi. Why were you asked to steal that briefcase from my company?
In all honesty, I don't know and I don't care. My superiors ordered me to break in the building, seize the briefcase, and leave. It would be a smooth operation if only you weren't asked to protect it. So good job turning my mission into a challenge, Yori. It was great breaking a sweat for a change.
I wonder if she went after the heli later. Would be fun if she did. I did what I had to do. Satomi, my orders were clear and giving up was an option.
That's exactly why I'm captivated by you, Yori. You're a diligent, hardworking, and above all, capable. People like you make my work engaging, and I'm always thankful for that. What would be the point of going to work otherwise,
Yeah, I wonder what is the point of going to work otherwise. I mean, what is the point of going to work, really? Survival, the only point. Satomi talks with an impish tone, her eyebrows sinking to reinforce the playfulness of her message. The more we chat, the clearer it is that she isn't angry at me. I'm glad it's the case. Given her powers, if Satomi was upset, she could cause quite a commotion.
Well then, Yori, I hope I sated your interest for my answers, but now you have to do the same in return. I still know much about the men that obstructed my mission enough to make me fail.
I mean, I'll see what I can do for you, Satomi. As you said, we should keep things interesting between us.
Good. I'd grow bored if you told me everything offhandedly.
Satomi widens her smirk as she chirps her mischievous remark, maintaining direct eye contact as she formulates her questions inside of her head.
We've been talking about our jobs a lot, Yori. However, I can't believe you're a mere security guard. You proved to be extremely resourceful and kind yesterday. Two traits that your coworkers clearly lacked. Have you taken care of covert operations in the past? If so, it'd be even more similar, and that's something I like.
Covert operations? Not really, no. But I had to train a little bit to become a bodyguard, which was my previous job.
Oh, I see. It's quite ironic how you ended up protecting objects rather than people.
Dude, what the heck is with my neighbors? It was the same when I was recording the previous episode. Right now, someone is cooking something good again. I wonder if it will be each time I record Sakura Bunny Girls. Anyway. Yeah, it is quite ironic, yeah.
I assume they are easier to handle?
Yeah. This time, I share a chuckle with Satomi. She's very right, even if it isn't the actual reason that made me change jobs. I mean, it depends. If I were a bodyguard of a person, let's say I don't like the person, do I want to be a bodyguard for them? Not really. But, you know, the company decides that. Would I put my all to protect? Nah. Anyway, disregarding the passage of time, I eventually gulp down my cup of coffee, raising my hand high in the air so that Mei comes to my reserved table. Now I understand why she guided me to this distant corner of the cafe. Which brings the question to my mind that I simply must ask her.
Here I am, sir. How may I help you? Another coffee, perhaps?
Actually, I was hoping you could answer a little question, Mei.
Oh, what would that little question be?
Do you know the girl who sat down with me? Are you friends with the girl who sat down with me? Let's go with... Dude, it's an easy decision to... I mean, easy choice, but I don't know. Do you know her or are you friends with her? We don't really know Mei, so should we ask if she's her friend? Let's go with first one. Do you know the girl that sat down with me? I'm assuming that you took me this far away from the rest of your customers to purpose so that I could have some privacy with her.
Yeah, you sure are shrewd.
May replies to me in between giggles. Her voice as soft as a whisper so that nobody can hear us talk.
However, I don't know much about her. In fact, I don't even know her name.
Oof. I guess it was the good choice, sort of.
She comes to my cafe often, but always alone. She doesn't say much either. She's always very busy, or so it seems. Judging by how close you to her, I'd say that you know much more than me.
Upon muttering her racy comment, May roused her eyes, prompting me to shake my head instantly. She couldn't be more wrong about us. She and I are working partners somehow. We met for the first time yesterday. That's why I was asking if you knew her more details about her. In the end, you see that as we here without either of us telling you.
Oh, but she told me.
Wait, she did.
She probably managed to see you through the window or something.
Yeah. She said to me that a serious-looking man would enter and that I had to take him to the most private table. She even told me to order the same as that man. And I knew that the man she was talking about was you the moment you crossed the door.
Because of my looks.
Because of your looks and because you got in my shop several seconds after your friend told me. Oops, haha, I meant your coworker. I don't want you to get mad at me.
May bows apologetically, the tiny smile on her teasing expression, proving that she's not sorry in the slightest, which is fine. So Satomi entered before me. I guess that she was following me, hidden in the crowd. Without her bunny suit, it's impossible to tell her apart from a regular person. Dude, are you kidding me right now? Come on! Yes, you can. How did she go into the cafe shop without me noticing for? The only explanation that comes to me is that she took advantage while I was distracted pondering whether I should enter the cafe or not. Satomi truly is sly. She won't let any opportunity go to waste. Thank you for answering, May. Anyway, how much do I owe you for the drinks?
She paid me handsomely before we entered, so you owe me nothing.
Wait, still, you deserve a tip for your services.
Dude, this is not US&A. I wink at May teasingly as I slide a 5,000 yen bill under the cup, my generosity triggering her to beam at me, barely resisting the urge of hugging me. Wait. Of course, I never remember the exchange rates. I don't know why I never remember. 5k. Oh, that's 35 bucks. Not bad, not bad. What if we go into Polish? What the heck? Where is it? There. Okay, that's 142 almost. That's quite some money. That is quite some money. I wink at May teasingly as I slide a 5,000 yen bill under the cup, my generosity triggering her to beam at me, barely resisting the urge of hugging me.
Nice. Ah, that was so kind of you. Thank you very much, sir. Come again whenever you want. It will be a pleasure to make your day sweet once more.
Yes, I will return May. I enjoyed myself. Delighted with my comment, May gestures me goodbye with both her hands as I approach the exit. I must confess, this was an agreeable experience, certainly better than the time I would have spent in a regular cafe. Probably. As Tommy said, life needs spice, and what better spice than trying out new things by visiting unusual locales. You never know what to expect. A glimpse at my wristwatch reveals that I have the whole day ahead of me, a fact that makes me contemplate my limited choices. I can explore this part of the city some more or set out in a random direction as I did earlier and see what I can find. There is still a lot of movement here, so I'd rather get away from the incessant stream of busy people Well, letting fortune decide where I should arrive next. With this idea in mind, I choose one of the many routes available and proceed to walk down the selected street, wondering where it will take me. Yet another peculiar place, perhaps. Ironically, I end up walking to a street I'm starting to know very well. The cars driving by, oblivious to yesterday's nice events. Heh. Heh. My company must have paid a fortune to prevent this incident from spreading. Either my company or somebody else like Satomi's company. I mean, they probably both have money for that. Right? Given her extraordinary powers, it would be better if Satomi's existence to be hidden, which would explain all of this silence. We were merely doing our job when they attacked us, so if anyone profits from public ignorance, it's them. Definitely them. I grab my chin in thought as I stare at where the armored van crashed, no proof hinting that something like that ever happened. When Rico said that Satomi worked for a big company, she wasn't exaggerating. They must both be wealthy and influential to have brushed under the carpet the accident so quickly and easily. Impressed to witness how things have evolved, I pick a road that leads to the other side of the city. My thoughts scattered as I think about Satomi's enigmatic company. Who are they? What are they up to? And, even more importantly, how did they get to find and hire someone like Satomi? Yeah, you would think that, right? Ooh, let's go. I like this area. I like this area already. You know, this is the kind of areas I would totally love to stumble upon if I were in Japan. The more I wander, the more I venture into an older part of the city. The buildings here are short and old-fashioned, making it feel as if someone had taken them from a town located in the middle of nowhere. The citizens here are elderly to say the least, further increasing the sensation you traveled 50 years into the past. But this place has the charm. Now that I think about it, this kind of reminds me, I do believe it was in Tokyo. Have you seen how they switched like absolutely amazing looking train station into this supposed amazing new version? Just the new version, the modern stuff, the modern looking train station, it's garbage. I'm sorry, Japan, but I'm sure you guys will agree with me. Compared to what you have, it looks terrible. Anyway, how weird. I believe that old neighborhood like this one had been demolished to build much newer buildings. This managed to survive somehow, maybe in a bit of fluke. It's good that it survived though. Listen, building in a modern way, of course, makes sense, but keep the old style, because it's so much better. Whatever the reason is, I'm sure that it's a good one. Banks and similar corporations will have refashioned the entire area otherwise.
Hey, do! What you think you're doing? What you think you're doing, huh? Your kids not welcome here? I thought I got some message across the other day, but it seems that your bunker skulls are painful thick.
Huh? The easy voice disparages me from the shadows, prompting me to seek the source. Hey? Although I don't have to search much, since the one who's near me lunges my direction, placing her face inches away from mine to intimidate me. Okay, the voice completely did not fit. Yo. The third bunny girl? Let's go. I like her.
Are you deaf, shyster? Or did your brown-nosed superiors forget to warn you about Yuka?
I assume you are Yuka, right?
Bravo! You just proved to be smart as the average dude who dares to enter my neighborhood. Which means you're as intelligent as a freaking bag of rocks.
Holding her menacing tone, Yuka draws even closer to me, my eyes darting toward her particular attire. She's a bunny girl, just like Satomi and Trico.
My eyes are up here, pencil neck. Impotent pen pushers like you make my blood boil.
Sorry. I didn't mean to stay. I totally did. But why do you keep calling me those things? I'm no pen pusher or not a shyster. I believe you mistake me for someone else.
Puh, as if I was gonna fall for that crap. You're yet another suited vulture from one of those stupid banks.
Upset, Yuka folds her arms, glaring at me with an extremely unfriendly expression on her face. Her distaste for bankers is more than obvious.
For the last time, no means no. This neighborhood is not for sale. Nobody wants your disgusting money, so do us all a favor and get your sorry ass out of here.
Let's go with explain your reasons. Wait, you're getting this wrong, Yuka. I was only walking around the neighborhood to visit it. In fact, it's the first time I've been here. Do you really think I have anything against the neighborhood?
That's it. I've had it with you.
Unwilling to listen to my clarification, Yuka cast a gust of wind with her hands, powerful enough to throw me into the air and make me crash against the wall. And then, as I'm picking myself up from the heat, she steps on the ground strongly, sending tremors in my direction. However, since I'm now on guard, I managed to dodge her attack by rolling to the side, causing her to blink with disbelief before she resumes looking daggers at me.
Those were some sweet moves for a shyster. The bank you're working for sure has stepped up their game. Which means it's time for me to turn up the heat.
Uh-oh. As Yuka utters this, she clenched her fist tightly, prompting a thin flame to emerge from her palms. Oh! Damn, is her power the ability to control the elements? It seems like it is, since she's already used 3 out of the 4.
Is your suit made of real silk or is this a cheap imitation? We'll find out depending on how quickly it burns.
With a cocky smirk on her face, Yuka releases a flurry of blows. Her punch is about to make contact with my body several times. Thankfully, she's not as nimble as Satomi, allowing me to avoid them with relative ease.
Stay still so that I can crush you. Pen pushers aren't supposed to be light-footed. Do they feed you roids in the morning or what?
Frustrated to be missing her attacks, Yuka casts a whip made of water. Her odious stare locked on me as she begins to flourish it. It's official now. She can control the elements and use them as weapons.
Quit struggling and give up. You'll only piss me off and I hit harder when I'm pissed.
Yuka yells at me angrily as she cracks her elemental whip. What? Its sharp tongue landing dangerously close to me. She's an extraordinarily powerful fighter, for her speed gives me enough room to evade her otherwise devastating attacks. However, the rate at which she attempts to bring me down is still fast enough to not allow me any kind of retaliation, turning this battle into a tie. Since this is going nowhere, I'm simply going to surrender before she manages to land one of her strikes.
Okay, I'll leave. You can stop trying to destroy me now. About time. Gee, you're becoming massive pain in the butt. Should I show you the way out to make sure that you'll never come back on, or a resourceful pen pusher like you will remember that he's not welcome on Earth?
I'll remember, so see myself out. There is no need for another display for powers.
Clever boy.
Pleased with my reluctant response, Yuka dissolves her whip, her expression brimming with pride as I turn tail and begin to leave what she deems as her neighborhood. But what? Would it be different with the other choice? I wonder. Well, I guess that this part of the city is off limits thanks to her. Dude, I want to visit it now. Let me go. I want to go there. Okay? We can sort this out. Doing my best to disregard the hidden gaze that follows me, I keep heading out of Yuka's territory, nervous in case she shows up again. Her aversion to bunkers and such like was intense, to say the least. It's clear that she doesn't want them to take over the neighborhood, but why? You literally explained this before we met her. Does she work for a company like Satomi? Or is she on her own like Rico? Whatever the answer is, I won't find out now that she banished me. Unless... I heave a silent sigh, somewhat saddened to be unable to discover more about this new bunny girl because of my clothes. Do they really make me look like a bunker? I'm wearing a regular suit, nothing too extravagant or distinguishable. I assume that Yuka targets anyone who wears one. He? As I'm mulling over what makes someone an enemy to Yuka, I hear some heavy shuffling coming from a nearby alley. I heard that before when I was a bodyguard. Someone's in trouble. Altered by the sound, I dash toward the source, stumbling upon what I believe is a robbery. Dude, so much is happening.
And that's the money, Granny, or else we're taking it from your cold dead hands. Yeah, don't do anything stupid, Mommy. No, please, I need the money to buy my Betty. Shut the freak up! Like we give a damn what you need money for. Your purse is ours.
Not caring in the slightest how frail and can an old woman be, one of the muggers clasped her purse and yanked it in his direction, violently stealing it from her.
My purse! Give it back, mugger! Cry all you want, you old fart. We're leaving. We've got shopping to do, am I right? Hell yeah, we do.
Gloating over the mystery of the poor lady, the three muggers stared around only to set eyes on me. Yo. They're astonished at first, but it's not long before their bafflement turns into aggressiveness.
What the hell are you looking at, punk? Do you want to get some too? Ha ha ha! Yeah, run all the way back to your mom, or else we'll be scattering your teeth on the ground. Your baby face is asking to be smacked.
The three muggers threaten with a beating, something that doesn't begin to daunt me. Low criminals like these are usually all talk and no action. That's true. Okay, so basically this is what we're going to do. You will return the purse to the lady, you'll apologize to her for having been so rude, and then you'll accompany me to the nearest police station without complaining. Nobody should get hurt if you obey me.
Oh, you cheeky little shit, you're gonna have to eat from a straw when we're done with you.
Unsurprisingly, the muggers ignore my instructions, one of them throwing himself at me, hoping to whack my face with his fist. But to his dismay, I'm able to parry his clumsy attack, taking him by the shoulder and driving him headfirst into the wall. The impact is quite nasty, strong enough to knock the mugger out. Let's go. Have it your way then. Who wants to be next?
Mother freaker! I'm gonna get you!
Furious to have witnessed his friend to go out like a light, one of the remaining muggers produces a pocket knife, lunging at me with the tip aiming at my chest. However, his sudden strike is as unskillful as the previous one. Let me dodge it with a hop. And then, when he is vulnerable, I force him to drop the knife by twisting his arm strongly, tears welling his eyes from the pain.
Ah, freak! He's gonna break my arm! Do something, you idiot! Okay.
Stunned by how easily I'm disposing of them, the fat mugger takes a rusty pipe from the ground, swinging it anxiously towards me. Instead of avoiding it, I opt to move his friend in front of him, using it as a human shield. Yeah! To absorb the heavy blow for me. The pipe impacts his chest, stealing his breath away before he collapses to the ground. One mugger to go.
Oh, freaker, you killed him!
What are you talking about? I didn't do it. You did. And don't worry, he's not. He's out, like you will be soon if you don't give up yourself. Give yourself up.
Ah!
Despite being aware of his slim chances, the mugger decides to flay his pipe at me predictably enough for me to clasp it with my hands. And then, when I've secured it, I thrust it into his face, causing him to black out instantly. Annoying rubble, they only cause problems. Anyway, this belongs to Mom. I hope they didn't disturb you much.
Oh, thank you.
The old lady stutters as she answers me. Great impress, I could neutralize the muggers with no effort. Given my previous missions, this was easy as pie. Not to mention that even an army of fucks like this couldn't hold a candle to Satomi.
I'll be damned. That was one hell of a fight.
Dude, she's cute. I think she might be tomboyish too, by the way. I'm sold. A familiar yet undesirable voice coming from behind triggers me to turn around, my stance suitable for another brawl. However, this alley is way narrower than the street from before, which means I won't be able to move much. And that's something that Yuka will use to her advantage.
Hey, chill! You proved that you're miles away from being a pencil neck by showing those punks who's boss. A real shyster would have shit his pants on the way out.
So, you're not here to fight me, Yuka?
Nope, quite the opposite. I want to say sorry for, well, almost knocking into the middle of next... Wait, what? Almost knocking into the middle of next week.
What?
I'm too sick of bunkers to control myself when I lay my eyes on one.
Yeah, I noticed.
Glad to see that Yuka's friendly toward me. I return to normal, lowering my fists and relaxing my body.
Gotta say, you made kicking their butts look easy. Who are you? Because if there is a new hero in the city, I'd want to know him.
I'm no hero. I'm only a security guard that has some free time. And my name's Yori, by the way.
A security guard, huh? What's up with the suit then? It's pretty misleading. You guys should be wearing vests and utility belts.
What about it? What about it?
Ordinary suit. I wear it because it's stylish. Or is it? Yuka narrowed her eyes quizzically, unsure if I'm being serious or not. But in the end, she takes it as a joke, dissolving into laughter as she taps my shoulder repeatedly.
Yeah, well, to each their own. You're talking with a girl who's wearing a bunny suit after all. And like you, I believe it's very stylish.
Yeah.
Yuka giggles at her comment, prompting me to do the same to mask a realization I just had. Satomi, Riko, and Yuka wear bunny suits, and it's not coincidence. Are they more than simple attires?
Anyway, now that these suits are out, do you wanna come to my place? Someone valuable to the neighborhood like you deserves a tour.
I guess I could, yeah. Wait, but what will happen to the muggers?
Don't worry about them. I'll call the police while we head to my place. When they wake up, it will be in the dark cell.
Sounds good to me. Let's go! I notice at Yuka as I move behind her toe, tagging along with her as she leads the way across her neighborhood. Yuka's still very mysterious to me since we fought more than we've chatted together, for even if it's chancy to visit her place, I want to know more about her, obviously. Come on. Something tells me there is a noble girl somewhere behind that impetuous personality. I like her. I like her already. Yuka takes me to what appears to be a derelict warehouse, its walls covered in a graffiti of all sorts. Most of the drawings have bunnies scribbled on them, which is clearly intentional given who runs the place.
Welcome to the rabbit hole. This is where my gang and I plan our next moves to keep the neighborhood safe from those suited vultures and occasional punks. I guess you could call it our headquarters.
I said she is tomboyish, she literally is a gang leader. Let's go.
We're only missing the fancy technology.
Yuka giggles at her own comment as she guides me around. People moving up and down with busy expressions on their faces. Funnily, what Yuka seems to have here is comparable to an underground company.
What's up with the face, Yori? Were you expect me to show some tiny-ass house or something?
When you said place, I thought it'd be a regular home, yes.
I would never imagine you'd live in a warehouse, and even less that you'd be the head of a gang.
I don't live here, technically. For it's true, I spent so much time running operations that I've ended up installing a bedroom for myself. That's one of the many downsides of being a leader. But someone's gotta do it, and I enjoy doing it.
Yuka shrugs mockingly before she swings open a metallic gate, granting me passage to her makeshift bedroom. Okay. It's obvious that this room wasn't designed for someone to sleep inside since it's vast, but it's rather homely thanks to the decorations. What decorations? Yuka must have taken her time to get rid of the coldness inherent in the warehouse.
There, nobody should bother us in here. If we were outside, my people would be constantly asking me for advice. It's been some hectic days, you know. The banks and the other companies are trying extra hard to lay their dirty hands on our turf.
To reinforce the expression that she feels when dealing with those she deems as unwelcome, Yuka sighs loudly as she sits down on her bed. Now that we had some privacy, I should ask her about who she truly is and the things that she does. It's been quite perplexing to find out that she's in charge of a street gang. I'm gonna ask about her. I always do it like that. What can you tell me about yourself, Yuka? I'd like to know more about the girl with superpowers that's also the head of a street gang.
Oh, it's quite a long story, Yori, so I won't bore you with the details and I'll summarize it. Basically, my family got deceived by a pencil neck when I was a kid.
Oh.
He made my dad sign a dishonest contract and that got us evicted. Thank goodness my grandma didn't fall for it, or else we would have had to live in the streets.
It's funny that the older generation did not fall for something like that, but the younger did.
Anyway, that day I swore that I wouldn't allow anyone to get scammed by bankers like it happened to us, and several years later I discovered my powers. Call it divine, grace, or whatever you want, but I've been using them ever since to kick ass. So far so good, don't you think?
Yeah? You're putting your powers to good use, I would say. Yuka, keeping the neighborhood safe is praiseworthy of you. Not all people do something like that. Some would use them for their own profit or worse.
I know, right? That's freaking disgusting. But hey, it's me who has the superhuman ability to kick ass and not them. I wish my powers didn't have drawbacks, for I'd be able to protect the whole city otherwise.
Drawback? What? She smiles at me, proud of herself for being this neighborhood's street hero. I wonder what drawbacks. I wonder what are the drawbacks. Why do I have to say something that the MC will think a second later? I'm meant to be MC of Sakura games. Ask about the neighborhood. You're very invested in this neighborhood, Yuka. How's that? Is there something you want to protect in particular?
It's people, Yori. I want to protect its people from the shady leeches from the city. They only care about their own profit, even if it involves other people's suffering. And yeah, it sounds pretty sentimental, but I've seen families kicked out from their homes so that those morons could build offices on top of their homes. I won't allow my people to lose what they have to, so that some suited asshole can make a few bucks.
Isn't that stopping progress? I'm so not asking that. That's not fair of them. That's quite unscrupulous of them, yeah. Are there other parts of the city where they can build?
Of course there are, but the cheap land is here. Old people with an older buildings, you only need to trick them and bam, the land is yours. That's why I went ballistic when I thought you were a banker. I can't stand them. They're always up to no good, always.
Yuka grits her teeth in rage. Her opinion about bankers beyond terrible. I can understand her though. Some business tactics are simply unethical and should be punished. Yeah. Ask about the gang. How come you're leading a gang, Yuka? With your powers, I don't think you need any of these people.
This neighborhood is big, Yori. I can't be everywhere at once, even if I wish I could. So my gang takes care of little errands that I don't need my attention. Okay.
Did you hire them? I messed up reading, but whatever.
Nah, they're all volunteers, neighbors that wish to keep living in peace. However, I hand them some money whenever they need it. Life isn't easy for everyone.
Nice. You are more like a group of volunteers. Then, provided that you are not doing anything illegal.
We're doing what we must to survive, Yori. Unlike those rats, we know our boundaries and respect them as much as we can. But please, let's stop calling us volunteers. I'd rather be recognized as a street gang, a dangerous one. It's much cooler and much more menacing that way. Bankers won't be afraid if Yuka's group of volunteers is gonna fight them back.
Yep, fair enough. Yuka laughs joyfully, amused by the term. I used to call her people and her. Intimidation is part of her war, and volunteers aren't particularly frightening.
I praise you for your incredible fighting style already, Yori, but seriously, that was impressive. You knocked out 3 pairs like they were a joke to you. Say, would you be interested in joining us? My gang could definitely use more people like you. They're all regular neighbors after all. They don't even know how to fight.
But, you know, I already have a job, Yuka. I paid one too, so I think I'm gonna pass.
However, if I'm free and depending on what you need me for, I might help you the best way I can.
I'm holding on to those words. Every bit counts and you'd be doing a whole lot.
Somewhat saddened, I turned down her offer. Yuka winks at me as she hops to her feet, approaching the gate. And then she opens, gesturing to me to follow her to the common area.
Well, it wasn't an especially long tour, but I hope you enjoyed yourself, Yori. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to work. I bet that my people need me somewhere. Bankers never rest, and neither do I.
Very well, Yuka. Thanks for the hospitality. Don't hesitate to contact me if you need an extra pair of hands.
I sure will. You can count on it.
And with her polite farewell, I direct my steps towards the exit, catching a glance of Yuka talking to her gang about my many missions that await them. Dude, she might be my favorite now. Before Yuka showed me around her hideout, I asked myself if she worked for someone like Santomir if she was alone like Rico. It's almost comical to see that both my guesses were right. Yeah, sort of. Now that Yuka's tour is over, I said to head back to my own apartment, looking forward to resting and having lunch. It's been an intense morning full of unexpected encounters, so I could use some time to wind down and relax. My apartment isn't too far away from this road. I should arrive there in 10 minutes or less. However, as I'm about to start walking down the street, a familiar face coming my way makes the list of fortuitous meetings grow even longer.
I'll be time! I just got out of my apartment looking for you, Yori! And here you are selling, still as if you were waiting for me! Small world, huh?
It's way smaller than you think, Rico. Especially if you let fortune guide you. That said, why were you looking for me exactly? I was preparing to hit my apartment and have lunch there.
For that very reason, ironically. So I'm glad you haven't done the latter.
Rico winks at me teasingly, her playful statement throwing me for a loop. Okay, she's great as well, damn it. I probably shouldn't ask because it's obvious, but it's hard to believe she's being serious about such a proposal. Not to mention that the word serious doesn't really fit someone like her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you inviting me to have lunch with you, Rico?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. It's the least I could do after, well, I kicked your butt out of my place earlier this morning.
Technically she didn't do that. I'm trying to make up for it.
In a way, yeah. It was pretty rude of me to make you go like that.
Technically you didn't do anything for... I mean, he literally walked out on his own. Whatever.
I literally didn't even say goodbye.
It was the other way around. He walked away without saying goodbye. What
are you talking about? But I was so tired, and your people were so noisy. They got under my skin, I couldn't help it.
What's turning out to be an apology triggers me to chuckle softly. My expression giving away, I'm hardly resisting the urge to laugh out loud. Is Rico walking the extra mile for that? Well, I don't think that's necessary, Rico. My people were indeed loud and I didn't want to overstay. To be honest, you already done more than enough for me.
Still, I'd want to invite you to come over and eat something with me, Yori. Unless you got better plans, of course. Which isn't the case since you already told me, hehehe.
Rico narrows her eyes with mischief, giggling at her own remark. I don't know her that much yet, for something tells me she won't accept a no as a response, and I won't be able to say no. Which is fine by me, her company sure beats watching old shows on TV. Alright, I mean, I guess that we can have lunch together at your apartment. Or would you prefer to go to restaurants? I wouldn't mind paying your bill. Thanks to your earlier help, I spared myself a trip to the hospital.
Oh my, aren't you a white knight? But yeah, I can pay my own bills, so don't worry about that, Yori.
Okay then, that's fair enough. Does that mean we're finally eating at a restaurant or...
Nope, we're eating at my place. How else am I supposed to impress you with my cooking,
Oh boy. Holding her smirk, Rico titters once more. This time leaping to my side and taking my hands tightly when her laughter peters out. I don't think she might be to her apartment just to show off her cooking skills. In that case, you lead the way, Rico. I'm still very new to the city and I wouldn't want to get us lost.
Puh, it's fine. You'll eventually learn how to move around the city and where the most important landmarks are. And your lesson begins with pinpointing my home.
Let's go.
Something you should have already done if you ask me. You better be more attentive from now on, Yori. It's in your best interest.
And with this last impish remark, Rico proceeds to take me to her apartment, her building indistinguishable from the rest if I remember correctly. This will change soon enough, however. She'll make sure it will stand out, even if it's only in my mind. Yeah? As surprising as it is for me, we make it to Rico's home in a few minutes, my memory locating her apartment at least a mile deeper into the city. Considering the Salami forced me to crash against the wall, my sense of direction wasn't doing that great back then. It's very different this time, and the fact that we've virtually followed a straight line to arrive will prevent me from forgetting where she lives.
Welcome back, Yori! I know that this hasn't been that long, but at least nobody's after you or in need of your help. You'll be able to enjoy yourself this time.
Sort of. I mean, my employer can call me without notice and give me a mission. You never know. And depending on the mission, I'd have to leave right away.
Wow, seriously? That's freaking lame! I had been told what to do, following orders blindly, and being treated like an asset. That's why I do my own thing, pretty much. Ah, I see it. Working for someone else is for suckers.
Ow.
Rico accompanies her opinion with a hearty peal of laughter, either of not realizing or not caring that she just called me a sucker. She has a point for. It's much better to issue orders than to receive them.
Anyway, you're here to have a free meal with a cute girl, not to talk about these things. So sit down and relax. I'll be back with yummy lunch in no time.
Can I help you somehow, Rico? I'll feel bad if I stay put doing nothing.
You'll help me a lot if you do what I say, Yori. I gotta concentrate at home to cook. But trust me, I'll be done before you know it.
I was
reserving some special ingredients for when the company deserved it.
I lick my lips in anticipation. Rico's words cause my imagination to run wild. Special ingredients. Is she perhaps talking about imported food? That'd be extremely expensive and equally tasty as well. You're the cook here, Rico. I'll wait for you patiently then.
Good. I need complete silence to perform my culinary magic. And don't you dare peek, Yori. I'll be very pissed otherwise.
I want to pick now.
I'm not budging an inch. Do whatever you have to do.
I want to pick now.
Pleased with my response, Rico grins at me before she enters the kitchen, producing a metallic clatter shortly after she's inside. I wonder what kind of exquisite banquet we'll be eating this afternoon. I want to pick. Wagyu, tempura, perhaps even crazier delicacy. I want to pick. The thought alone is making my mouth water, and I want to pick. Only a couple of minutes pass by when Rico returns to the living room, placing a sizable steaming bowl in front of me. I do my best not to allow my jaw to drop when I set eyes on its contents, but still, I fail to hide my utmost bafflement. My goodness, are these...
Instant noodles! The best product I could buy at the supermarket! The package had like 100 chili drawn, and the mascot had fire coming out of his mouth, so expect them to be super hot. Which is pretty neat, don't you think? Spicy food is the absolute best.
I pull a stilted smile as I grab the chopsticks. The thoughts ahead of an exquisite banquet completely ruined, but it's fine. I don't want to be ungrateful, but I was expecting something more.
Is there something wrong, Yori? You're staring at your bowl as if it was empty.
Maybe let's not go with disappointment. No, let's explain the reasons.
No, there is nothing wrong. Not in the slightest.
I like spicy food and I like noodles, so this food is just perfect. I was readying myself to eat fugu.
Then why aren't you excited, In fact, it sounds like you're disappointed.
What? No, this is fine, really. Sorry if it appears otherwise, Rico. As expected, Rico doesn't buy my cues, her expression reflecting her annoyance. She's definitely going to throw me out of the window after this.
Hey!
However, instead of asking me to leave and never come back, she dissolves in laughter, practically in tears as she glances at my face.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry, Yori. I swear I was gonna cook you a proper dish, but then remembered I had a pair of instant noodles about to expire, so I went with it.
Wait, hold on. Were they really about to expire?
Yeah, that's why I said I'd be using special ingredients.
Her casual explanation prompts her to split her sides. My face and body so stiff you could mistake me for a statue. And here I was hoping for an actual meal. Silly me.
Gosh, this was hilarious. But jokes aside, those noodles are super good. I eat them all the time. And yeah, I exaggerated my cooking skills. I'm a regular, if not a subpar cook. As I said, following orders is not my thing, and that includes recipes.
Kind of same. Why didn't we go to the restaurant and I proposed it then? That would have been perfect for both of us.
And miss the chance of messing with you? No way, Yori. This was an opportunity good to pass.
Amused by what I believe is a prank, Rico resumes cracking up, her laughter contagious enough to steal a loud chuckle from me. This isn't a meal I had in mind, but it's a meal nonetheless. And Rico, she's a nice zany girl. Even if I'm not a huge fan of this kind of trick, I appreciate having a laugh every now and then. Having a sense of humor helps a lot in this world.
Anyway, should we dig in? Cold noodles are easily the worst thing ever.
I agree. Yeah, let's eat. And hey, thank you for inviting me. This might not be a ribeye, steak or shark cutlet, but what makes a good meal is who you share it with.
Oh, I couldn't agree more with you, Yori. Now let's put some fire in our bellies.
Visibly delighted with what I said, Rico picks her chopsticks and begins to slurp from her bowl, inviting me to do the same. Truth be told, even if she told me that this was going to be our lunch, I would have gladly come. Opposite to what Rico said, this is not about having a free meal with a cute girl, but about getting to know the cute girl better. And I did, which made everything worth it. Yeah? Whew. Cursing those instant noodles with all my might, I return to the streets, my tongue so impossibly hot from the spice it feels as if I'm gonna melt. It's gonna melt. No wonder the fire was coming out of the mascot's mouth. This heat's almost unbearable. However, for some reason Rico didn't seem to notice the spice. Like, how could someone take a nap when your mouth is in flames? I mean, she said she is eating it often, so, you know, she's used to it. I still believe we didn't have the same noodles. I was as red as tomato, whereas she was completely unfazed. Judging by her mischievous character, I totally expect this to be yet another prank. As I'm questioning the meal we had, my cell phone begins to ring, prompting me to fetch it from my pocket. Is Rico called me? Should be resting from lunch. And I don't remember giving her my number. For I don't think that's a problem for someone like her. If she's resourceful enough to be able to tease me this much, I'm sure that finding out what my number is shouldn't be half problem for her. Thinking that I'm about to speak with Sleepy Rico, answer the call, puzzled to hear someone else on the other side.
Yori, this is Himura speaking. Could we have a chat in private?
Yes, sir. I'm alone right now, so it's okay to talk. I utter this as I get away from the crowds. This time myself enough so that nobody is able to pick up on what I'm going to discuss with my employer.
I'm sorry, Yori, but your time is over.
Dude, it's been like 5 hours.
A new job has arisen, and we require you to take part in it. After completing this mission, management is willing to let you resume your break. You earned it after the trouble you went through to protect the briefcase.
I mean, I'm aware that it's no longer mission, but did the briefcase arrive safely at the laboratories?
It did. It's in our hands, safe and sound. You can't forget about it, for I appreciate your thoughtfulness.
Understood, sir. Upon knowing that the package was delivered without any incident, I smiled to myself. Salmi went through thick and thin to steal the briefcase, so I'm glad to hear that nothing else happened to it. I went through thick and thin too. I'd be very upset if it didn't make it in the end.
Your following mission is extremely delicate, Yori. Management wouldn't have bothered you if it wasn't the case.
What's the mission about it, sir? Another escort duty?
Not quite. We're required to defend a dilapidated building from the old neighborhood.
Oh.
A bank institution bought it recently and wishes to demolish the structure.
Defend? Is someone going to attack the rundown building?
The company who hired us to protect the demolition team believes so. They claim that the neighborhood is very troublesome and it's likely for an attack to happen.
An armed attack?
You should expect blunt or even sharp weapons, but no firearms. The attackers will be mobsters, most likely.
Oh, I know who that is. It will be her, won't it?
So to avoid any gunfire incidents, you won't bring your gun to this mission.
Yes, sir! I commented my knowledge with notes, relieved to not be needing the gun I was given. Even if helpful, they can make some missions much dicier than they should be.
That's settled.
When is this mission taking place?
Tonight before dusk. That's why management had to put an end to the break. I'm sending you the coordinates of your objective as we speak. You'll have an anti-riot team and gear waiting for you there. They will be under your command.
Very good, sir. Will the other company send some personnel as well, or will we be alone?
They will send personnel, yes. We don't know how many and how prepared they will be to deal with the situation if it were to worsen. Don't expect much from them. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
I can't help but roll my eyes when Mr. Himura tells me of the personnel from the other company. If they're not properly trained or fitting for the job, they'll be more bothersome than beneficial to our operation. Anything else I should be aware of, sir?
There was the brief, Yori. You'll find more details as well as the coordinates in the email I sent. I'll be in charge of the mission, which means you'll be reporting to me.
Understood. I'll prep myself and head straight to the objective. I end the call as soon as I inform my employer about my next steps. This operation forced me to return to my apartment in record time. My break was brief, so I'm actually glad I'm required to work once more. There's nothing more rewarding than fulfilling my duty. Dudes, those words you would never hear from me. You know what? Let's cut it right here. we'll go to the mission, and we'll get to it tomorrow, okay? Let's say that between this episode and the next episode, our guy is preparing for the evening properly, and so on. You know what? I think, unfortunately, we'll be fighting with the bunny girl I really, like. That's a problem. We need to switch sides, I guess. That will be the thing. Better the game better allows me to. Anywho, let's end it right here, right now. Hope you enjoyed. The game is on Steam. You can get it yourself as well, of course. It's linked in the description. Of course, if you enjoyed, you can like the video as well. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That's always super appreciated. We are playing a ton of games. All of the Sakura games included. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram in the description if you're into that stuff as well. Right now on Twitch, I might be live actually. Playing some Genshin. Yeah, with that being said, hope you all have a wonderful day. And tomorrow we'll continue with more of Sakura Bunny Girls. Hope you have a good one. Bye bye!